Okay, what's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Forgive the thumbnail picture. That was a last minute, just something. It was already in my phone, so I just decided to choose it instead of hitting for it to take a picture of me right now. So that's what's going on. Shout out to Just Call Me Queen. I will, Queen. I'll just call you Queen. Mika Baggy. Oh, wait. Uh, um, um, Black Beauty, shout out to you. And Dana E. Hey, Dana. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. So I'm not going to wait on people to populate the room, everybody. I just remind everybody, if you're watching and listening, you need to thumbs up the video. Again, the reason why you're thumbsing up is because it helps the searchability. When you're live, it in their algorithm, it does something and it advertises more that you're live and more people get a chance to see you and be a part of the stream. All right, that's why I'm always stressing thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, right? Plus, you guys know that many of you have communicated to me that you don't get my notifications. Make sure your bell is turned on, but still, they diss us in every way that they can, and that's just one of them. People don't really get notified when when you release a video. So certainly when we're live, we have a little bit more control over that. That's why I'm always after you to thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. Plus, also, it is I've said this before. It's a respect issue too. It's the least thing to ask you to participate in that way. If I'm doing all the work, I've taken time out of my day to come and be live with you, so you can show your appreciation again by helping to the searchability of our stream by thumbsing up. All right. So thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I wanted to come with this one, you guys, because there are some things that I had meant to talk about in our last stream, but I didn't. Um, Dana says, I just started getting your notifications. Let me go back and look here. Dana says, I just started getting your notices again. See? Perfect example. Mika says, there was a person who had a serious issue with you saying thumbs up. I didn't appreciate his or her comment. Yes, and I saw that too, Mika. And they unsubscribed and everything. I tell you guys all the time, I'm a whole human being. There is no arrow or bullet or rock or stone or cannonball or anything else you're going to throw at me that is going to penetrate my shield. I know who I am, and I'm good with me. I'm good. And more than anything, I always tell you, my intentions are pure. That's the place from which I live and breathe and speak and act and do anything, is from a place of pure intention. So anybody that can't handle that, then go the fuck away. I don't got time for you. Or and. Um, in fact, I will even read that comment, Mika. Shout out to Daryl Eiffel. Always good to see you. Frank, what's up, my brother? Uh, but so as I said, there was some things in my last stream that I meant to talk about, and that's the reason why I titled this video what I did. Because we talked about the bus driver. There was a brother. He was a bus driver. And he made just like a little video. It was just one of the ones that's straight up and down where it doesn't fill out the screen. The ones I hate, because people don't just turn their device sideways. That's another issue. And he was saying, people were coughing on his bus. And, he just made a thing of it, But 5 days later, he passed away. 5 days. There he was, healthy and young and doing his thing. 5 days later, he was gone. And so I wanted to pose that question to you, to us today, to say, and may Allah forbid any of us would contract this virus, and that if we did, I pray Allah that we would beat it and come through. But if you had the worst case and all of that, and you did come down with this, I want you to think about, I want us to talk about, what would you do if you knew you had 5 days to live? 5 days. Like, for sure, you got 5 days and that's it. You know, the other thing that killed me about this whole situation is they're saying that, you know, all these people die alone because obviously their family and friends can't get to them and be with them. So they're alone, you know. I've talked at length with you over the years about death and dying. I've done videos here on the channel showing you what an Islamic burial is like, what our habits are, our traditions, how we contextualize death. I've shared with you that Allah says to mankind that you should visit the grave often so that you can remember that one day you will be there, you know. I've said to you, stop running away from, you know, we hear these people talking about, yeah, I don't go to funerals. I just don't go to funerals. I can't take it. Or I don't look at dead bodies. I just can't. Well, you're going to be that dead body one day. And you're going to be the subject of a funeral one day, you know. And it's important to, we pray Allah that we all live very long lives, you know. Anytime I see somebody that's lived to be 100 or 103, 104, I just seen, there was a guy on the People's Court the other week, and he was 90 something. Once you over 90, you won't really know the rest of the number. Like, he was 90 something. And I just thought, alhamdulillah, you know. So we pray we all live long lives, but it's an enhancement to your character, my people, if you begin to live in a space of remembrance of your mortality. You know, I did a video not too long ago where I was crying on camera yet again, and I was telling you, I'm so aware of my mortality. You know, there's days when it overwhelms me more than others, where I just am aware that the next minute is not mine. You know, it's not. It's not. You know, I've obsessed over my own janazah, which is what we call it in Islam. Funerals are known as janazah. And I have obsessed over it the last several years, really because my Muslim community where I live is not what I'm used to. I'm used to a very tight-knit, very close, very intimate community. And my community here, I've had to work at that more and more. I've told you guys for 4 years I was known as Muazzin in my mosque. The Muazzin is the most trusted person in the mosque. That's it. You are the keeper of the house of Allah. And so my duties were everything. I took care of the mosque, even down to the landscaping. I kept it clean. I was in charge of setting up all the technology and the audio and the video and all that stuff for Friday prayer. I take care of the money. Anything that goes on with the mosque, any vendors, any visitors, anything like that, they must come and see me. I make the call to prayer. I'm a very integral part of the mosque. And so for 4 years I was in that position. I've shared that with you in the past just to express to you my character. I've always told you my character is beyond reproach. And once you clean up your character, then you don't let nobody come against that. But it goes back to what I tell you all the time about going inside yourself, knowing yourself fully inside and out, becoming that bulletproof entity that no stone can be thrown at you. Nobody's going to tell you something. Nobody's going to tell me anything about me that I don't already know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I recognize everything about myself. And over my life, I've identified the negatives, for lack of a better word, or things that aren't perfect. We'll say that. I hate that word too. But you fix things. You know, you got to fix. All right, that's okay. I could do that better. I need to work on that. Okay, that I could work on that. That you need to work on. Work on that. You know, whatever it is. So I have and continue to master myself, my character, and that is the one thing I never let anybody come against. You can't breach that. Not even in kidding. You know, you can't even kid about that. Like people that know me personally and that are around me in my everyday life and stuff like that, they will tell you that. Like, boop, that's when it gets serious. Don't play with my character. Don't. And I want you to do the same thing. But part of your character building is that will go a long way for your building of character is to begin to be in a constant remembrance of your mortality. A lot of what you do and the decisions that you make are predicated on the fact that you're not aware of that. And you just think, I have many more years to live. You know you're not going to live forever, but you just feel like I have many more years to live, so I'm good. And you're just kind of wandering through and taking it all for granted. I'm trying to say, don't do that. I'm trying to say, if you think about, in fact, Allah says to us, live every day as if it's your last, but also live every day as if you will live forever. Think about the wisdom in that. Think about the wisdom in that. Now, place your own self over that blueprint and ask yourself, where am I fitting in that? Am I doing that? And if I'm not, why not? Why not? Expose yourself to more death. You know, go to the grave. If you have people that have passed away, go to the grave and visit them. Go to the grave and visit them. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to his companions, he said, if you knew what Allah allowed me to hear when I walked among the graves, you would never want to go there. Because what we know as Muslims is that there is something known as a barzakh. There is that place in time after you die, and I use that in quotations because we know that there's more to it than what man has said and is telling you. You know, we know that I shared with you guys not just just a couple months back or something like that on Dr. Oz, there was a dude, because I've said to you that we know Allah has said to us that first of all, you will see the angel of death. That's first. Second of all, when you are in your grave, you will hear the people who are at your grave. You will hear them. And you will hear them leaving. This is why it's part of our way that the women stay back when we're at the grave site. They can come and throw dirt on the grave and all that if they want. And it's not a firm rule, so to speak, but it is part of our tenet that the women stay back because women are more prone to, well, the word that's used is wailing, and you don't want that for the person. In fact, at any Muslim burials, you will not see what we see at Christian funerals, people falling out and throwing themselves on the casket and having to be held up and all the emotional stuff. We don't do that. The only thing that happens is there are prayers that are being said and there are verses from the Quran that are being recited that are in accordance with the burial. Because what we're the purpose of it is you are still trying to reap blessing upon that person, you see, because they've not faced judgment yet. So you're still trying to reap blessing upon them. You're asking Allah to bless them, to wipe out their sins and inequities, their shortcomings and disobedience and stuff like that. And they hear that in the grave. Now, proving this in 2020 is this doctor that was on Dr. Oz saying, we realize we don't know everything we thought we knew about consciousness. That when we declare somebody dead, there still may be consciousness that they now recognize. And so that a lot of people, he said, have been declared dead that probably really weren't dead, because their brain function had stopped and their heart and all that stuff had stopped. But what we know as Muslims is you have to test the brain stem. The brain stem must be checked. If the brain stem, that's what they've not been doing. So he verifies what we know in Islam. And so that they had a little dummy up there. You know, Dr. Oz does a good job with props and stuff like that. So he has little, like a cadaver dummy up there with a, you know, with a heart in it that worked, and the heart's beating, and it had the, you know, that heart monitor thing graph, and it was going. And so Dr. Oz, he says, so when I do this, and now the patient is flatlined, you're telling me that the person may not be dead? He goes, absolutely. Absolutely. We also always pray for the dead at any time. Like, I still pray for my parents, I still pray for my grandmother and friends and stuff like that. And one of the prayers that we ask for Allah to give them space and light in their grave, and that they not be tortured. Because people that have done evil on the earth will be tortured in their grave. You notice too, when you go to somebody's funeral, sometimes they look very peaceful, and sometimes they don't. Because Allah says that when the angels come to take your soul in the grave, or after you die, that if you've done righteousness, then your soul leaves the body like water pouring from a vase. But that if you didn't, then removing your soul is like trying to pull, I forget what it is, through your nose. It's a very good metaphor that it gives. And so that's very important. So you must understand that. You know, we also know as Muslims that when the first angels come, we'll be asked 3 questions. You know, what is your deen? Who is your Lord? And who was his prophet? You see? And but I want to go back to the effect of this, of the consciousness of this upon your character. You know, think about somebody that you know that's terminally ill. They might have been totally evil and everybody hated them and all that, and now, oh my God, they've been given a cancer diagnosis, they have 3 weeks to live or something. They totally change. They just change. So I'm asking you to make that change now while you have your health and wealth and all of that, and don't wait till you've been given 5 days to live or something. You feel me? But I want you to contemplate now, what would you do if you had 5 days to live? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? 5 days. That's it. You got 5 days and it's over. This is all you've known. What are you going to do? 5 days. 5 days. All right. That's one of the things that's one of the main things I meant to bring up in my last conversation with you. The other thing was, I said to you during our last stream, I said the universe gave me something brilliant and I forgot it. Well, it came back to me. Allahu Akbar. Because I had been given the perfect metaphor to give you with regard to, because I was telling you how our people act as a conduit to allow white people to access us and to work our own selves against us, i.e. your coon class, your James Clyburns of the world. You see any of these sellouts you've seen up there that are working on behalf of them against us. For like I've said, Bernie Sanders is our candidate. That's who black people need. Now we see we're the most affected by this damn virus, and the whole subject of our health care is now front and center. You see? Meanwhile, they wouldn't have. He wouldn't have. Joe Biden would have had the black vote had this been come about before the cycle of primaries, certainly in South Carolina. Because black folks, if they didn't understand it before, they understand it now. We need Medicare for all. We need that. It's not even a question. But here's the metaphor that I thought about. In the Star Wars movies, because this is what happens to us, there's a moment when Darth Vader says, he had told the Emperor had told him, go to the Centauri moon and await my orders. Then all of a sudden Darth Vader shows back up and he's like, I thought I told you to go, I thought I told you to wait on the Centauri moon. He goes, my son is here. He goes, are you sure? He goes, I have felt him, my master. He said, then it was another place where he told me this. He said, well, then you must go to the Centauri moon and wait for him. And then Darth Vader goes, he will come to me. And he goes, and then the Emperor goes, I have foreseen it. His compassion for you will be his undoing. He will come to you, and then you will bring him before me. Because the whole idea was Luke needed to be turned to the dark side. And it was the Emperor that was going to do the final wax on him, you feel me? Because Darth Vader already fought him, and they trying to get him turned to the dark side, and Luke is like, I'm never going to turn, bite me. And so the Emperor was like, the gangster dude that's like, we're going to turn him. Together we can turn him to the dark side. So in this scene, he's saying, his compassion for you will be his undoing. He will come to you, and then you will bring him before me. So that's what we have. That's why they always put a black face on something when they need to sell us some bullshit, you see, or get us to go along. Quick, roll in somebody black to say or do this. His compassion for you will be his undoing. He will come to you, and then you will bring him before me. You see? This is the same thing. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. So that's why I've been so adamant and fervent that I said we have to start rejecting these people who don't represent us. That all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You understand? That if they don't share or speak the language of our struggle, then we don't have no time for them. We don't support them. We don't, in anything, if there's somebody famous, if they're a music star, we don't buy their music, we don't see their movies, whatever it is they do, we don't support them. Because they are just trying to bring us before them. You see what I'm telling you? Nah. I'm over it. I'm over it. The other thing I wanted to discuss was, and I'm going to get you guys' comments, was, there's this advent now of people coughing on people and spitting on people. The only people I've seen doing this is, wait for it, white people. Of course. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Who else would do it? Who else? Nobody. There was even, I feel like it was in Baltimore or something like that. There was a cop walking through the project buildings. And there was some of our people that were filming him, and like, here come 5-0 and stuff like that. And he walked through and white devil, of course, because nobody else does this. You see? And then the sister that was filming, or maybe she wasn't filming, maybe she was just off camera, she said, you can cough all you want to, because at this time, she was saying, because we don't catch it, so you can cough your white ass right the hell up out of here. and blah, blah, blah. But there it was, and I saw White Heifer in a bar or something like that, and it was a guy sitting at the main bar, and she came up and was coughing on him. There was a white bitch in Walmart somewhere, and she spit on the worker there. And you see, this is who does it. But I bring this yet again to continue to forward my truth, the fact that all evil, all strife, all everything that is being reaped upon humanity is being caused by these people. This is the evidence, everybody. This is just another thing. Just another one. And oh, by the way, in Detroit, I made a note of this, when there's been a statewide order, that they're not turning off any utilities, they're not turning off the water, and blah, 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 there they were, turning off people's water. There was a sister filming it. She lived in the house across the street, and there they were, turning off water against the governor's order and whatever else they have in place in Detroit. Meanwhile, at the very time when people are supposed to be washing their hands incessantly every 2 seconds, you turn off the water. I wonder who was turning off the water. If I only knew. Damn, I wish I knew. Oh my God, it was white people. Man, that was an essay question. I almost didn't get it. I almost. Again, you see? Again. I also made a note questioning how come no reporters, we see these White House press room briefings every day. I don't see nobody with no mask on. And nobody's getting it. And Trump and his crew and his gangster crew come out every day, and they're all standing up there, and no mask, no spatial distancing, nothing going on. Stop the video when I lie. I'm over it. Let me go to some of your comments first now to see what you guys have been saying when I've been yakking. I'll start with Mika. Hey Jedi, what are you using on your skin? It's radiating. Oh wow, and I appreciate that, Mika. You said something recently on another stream that we did, and I didn't see it till after the fact. It's funny you say that because me and my sister were just on the phone earlier, and we were talking about, because she has this thing where she picks her face. She's done it since she was little, like she just does. And I was trying to tell. In fact, I'll show you. This is all I use. St. Ives peach or apricot scrub. And this one just happens to be acne control, which I don't have no acne issue, but just, I don't even know if I knew this one said acne on it before now. But it's a facial scrub, and you can use it daily, you know. It smells really good. But that's it, you know. I scrub my face, and then that's it. And I usually use a coconut lotion that with vitamin E. I usually I have pure vitamin E oil that I usually pour in any lotion that I have, just so I know it's got plenty of vitamin E. And I usually just use very little of that, just because otherwise my skin shows up really oily. And my grandmother used to always wash her face with cold water, you know. I did that for a while, but that's it. And then I just use coconut or black soap to shave. You know, like I try to tell brothers, You know, there's a lot of brothers that's got razor bumps, and they always think that they have, in a heartbeat, they'll tell you, oh, I got sensitive skin. No, you don't. Because one of my buddies back in Maryland, one of my best friends, James, he was one of the people proclaiming that. I was like, James, just let me shave you one day. I can't use no uh, disposable razor. I'm like, yes, you can. It's just you have to prepare your skin for shaving. You must. So once your skin is prepared, the best time to shave is when you come in out the shower, because the atmosphere is steamy, your skin is soft, your hairs are moist, and that's the best time. You feel me? And if you're not gonna do that, then you at least need to, like, I usually, after I scrub my face is when I shave. So you scrub your face, and now you're getting everything soft and moist and everything like that. And then and then I just use a little bit of the black soap to get some lather going on, and then I just shave, and however I'm gonna shape it up or whatever, and I'm good. So, but I was saying that with James, I was like, just let me shave you one time. So one day, um, I did that finally. I prepared his face and everything the same way I would mine, and then I shaved his face with a disposal razor. No bumps. You feel me? You can't just shave dry, and you can't just put that magic shave or shaving cream crap on your face and then shave with that. You've still not prepared your skin. You're not ready. You're not ready. I always tell you there's a requisite for everything. There just is. You know? So that's what I do. So thank you for that, Mika. Um, and I don't know what you're watching me on, so I don't know how I show up. Um, Mika, there was a person who had a serious. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna read that comment too. I'm gonna find it. Um, Mika said, "Good radiance to whoever it was." Um, Dang it! Time to feed my mom. I will check you out on the playback. Okay, Mika. And may Allah increase you. Listen, taking care of your parents, if you're still watching Mika, even if you're not, you'll see it when you watch the playback, if you've already gotten off already. Um, Allah places high premium on that. You take care of your parents, you going to heaven. You just are going to paradise. You just are. Um, Queen says, praise be to the Most High. My father's test results came back negative. Allahu Akbar. Yes, Queen. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Queen says, waiting around for those 3 days, I could not imagine what he was thinking and how my life would, would change if the results were positive. Life can change in a minute. Exactly, you see? And that's why I'm challenging you guys in this to say, if you had 5 days even, you feel me, what would you do? But here you're even expressing just those 3 days put you in stress, you know? And just even have to contemplate, what would you do, you know? But Allahu Akbar, that he's well, you know? Shout out to Reynaldo. Greetings to you too, my brother. Um, Queen. But that's nothing new. That was happening before the virus. Um, Black Beauty says, Corona, I see dead bodies littered all over Africa. I haven't seen that. The last thing I heard from the continent, Black Beauty, was something. It was affecting jobs some kind of way. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. But she said that she's seen bodies littered all over Africa. Bill Gates' wife warns this is beyond evil. Why Bill and his wife cannot leave Africa alone? I know, right? Yeah, Dana, it is black soap and shea butter. Yeah, I get it. Just to be sure. Actually, it's cocoa butter with vitamin E. African black soap. This is it here. That's it. That's what your boy uses. And it is black. But there's also black soap that you literally cut. I don't think I have any more of that. I think I'm out. It's black soap. And it's not black, but it's black soap. Yeah, if you don't have black soap, my people, get you some black soap. You know, you should be able to get that at any black beauty supply for the most part. I feel like there's other places, but certainly at a black beauty supply, you should be able to get you some black soap. It's the best thing for your skin. It just is. It just is. And because this is real soap, most soap that you have in your house or would buy anywhere, that's basically what you call it they can't legally call it soap. It's called it's something else. But they literally can't legally call it soap because it's not. This is actually soap. It's actually soap. So it's very important. And that's African black soap. You can see with the red, black, and green. Your boy keeps it consistent. You understand? The switch is always on with the Jedi. I always tell you. Don't stop. It's always hot. Yeah. So, but if you're using the black soap and shea butter, that's also good in that combination too, Dana. It's all good. Absolutely. You know, to keep that melanin looking like it's supposed to look. You understand what I'm telling you? Yes. Black beauty. When we are in America, white people will tell you, go back to Africa or your country. When you go to your country, white people are there smiling in your face. Why? That's because I'm not there yet, Black Beauty. You see, when I get there, part of my agenda will be to definitely make their lives very difficult. You understand? But also to wherever I'm at, to exist, to begin to affect the thinking of my people there. Because like I say, they don't know them the way we know them. You know? And so they are more prone, and plus they're not in the majority there, so it's easier to just see the one or two and have them grinning up in your face. Of course, South Africa is up on game. You feel me? South Africa would definitely be up on game because they have seen the evil. They've seen it. They've seen it, and have lived the exact same experience that we've lived here. There's no difference. No difference. Which also buttresses my point that I've told you many times. It doesn't matter where they are on the earth or whatever little accent they speak with or whatever, it's still the same. How is it that South Africa is exactly the same during their apartheid that the civil rights era was for us here? The whites only signs, the hosing, the dogs, all of it. I mean, all of it. Even to this day, they're a small minority, very tiny, yet they run nearly 100% of all the shit. And they own all the land and all the industry and all of that. This is why you have the EFF. You understand? The economic freedom fighters, led by Julius Malema. Because they're like, nah, we're over this. That they were going to the farms and killing their white asses off. You understand? Running them out and doing it all. Because he understands what I understand. If you want something you never had, you got to do shit you never did. But what he has going for him that I don't have going for me is he has unity of his people. He has an organization that's able to be effective and to be reckoned with. You understand? I'm telling you, man, we need what I know we need. That's why I was trying to start the Black Independence Liberation League. This was long before I even knew the EFF existed. I knew about the EFF until the thing with H&M broke out. That's when I learned that they existed and who they were, and been obsessed with them ever since. You feel me? Julius Malema that's my brother. Yes. Yes. But to finish that point, just to say that they are the same no matter where you go. That's why I know that their behavior is inherent. It's biological. It's who they are. You understand? It just is. Show me a zebra now that doesn't have stripes. I'd like to see it. I'd just like to see it. Just like to see it. Show me a snake that doesn't slither. Just like to see it. What else? I had made some other little bullets. Oh, this is not on here, but this is something else that I have been contemplating. Because now we see that there is this, they're beginning the rumblings now of reopening the country. Because they're very impatient. And money is their god. These are all consistent with all the things I've told you, ever. And will continue to tell you because they are true and are going to continue to be true. So now we're hearing rumblings about reopening the country because they already unleashed this virus on just us. You understand? This is not some, oh my God, we don't know and it's a pandemic. How is it that it started in China and now all of a sudden the place that has the most cases of everybody else combined is America? And oh my God, the people that are the most affected and have the highest numbers of infections and death is African people. We think this is a coincidence? We think this? And we're allowing them to dictate and control the conversation. Everybody that I see on TV is speaking from what they have dictated. As I told you before, we don't have any black scientists or pathologists or anything that have done their own independent study in black labs to say what is this and what it really is. They're responding to what they've said here. This is it right here. And then everybody else goes, okay, that's the data and we speak from that. That's a problem. That's a problem. And our biology is different than them. It just is. Our biology is different. So they know this. So yes, you can create something that can specifically target a particular group. That's what they did with the AIDS virus. I told you guys back in the 1980s when I was 5, in case Kara Watkins is watching or she watches it later. Anyways, back in the 80s when I was 5, I told you there was a brother that gave me a press release that had names, addresses, dates, and phone numbers of when Bush's father was the head of the CIA and the government commissioned the army to come up with a virus that would, here's the word, selectively destroy the human immune system. That's our word, selectively. What does that mean? Not a virus that would just destroy the human immune system, that would selectively destroy the human immune system. That means selectively, who we select. And we select black folks. You see? Selectively destroy. Proving yet again that our biology is not the same as theirs. I brought you empirical evidence with the story of Henrietta Lacks, showing you that even the protein that comes off of our cells is not the same as theirs. You see? We are dealing with a diabolical devil that their evil goes down to the biological and microscopic level, everybody. Again, if you want something you never had, you got to do something you never did. And part of that means that you have to be willing to accept concepts other than what they have dictated. You have to be able to go outside that grid in order to find the truth. You also have to default to history, patterns of practice with these people. You think they just suddenly fell in love with us? That's why I say to my Christian black folks, how the hell on earth are you a Christian when that's not, just forget belief and all, just how would you be that when it's easily provable to yourself that that was given to African people by white people? You think that at the very moment they're telling you can't read, you can't write, you can't speak your own language, you can't practice any of your traditions, you can't gather in groups, you are a slave, you work from can't see to can't see, on and on and on. They're going to hand you something that's supposed to liberate you? You think that. That's like the dude that you know killed his last 6 wives by poisoning. You know it. And now you're at his house and he's offering you coffee. You going to drink that coffee? Because that's what you're doing with this Christianity. That's what you're doing. I know they've killed off our people and they continue to kill us off and their whole agenda is to hold us back, to suppress and kill us. But I'm sure Christ is my friend and loves me. When all the evidence from your own book exactly contradicts that lie. But Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has saw fit that there would be things there that would lead you to the truth. It's there. It's there. It's there. But again, we have to see this and everything, as I always tell you, from an African perspective. You must see, read, experience, and discern everything through an African lens. You are not the same as these people. You are not. You are not. And recognizing that, and good point, Dana brings back up the Tuskegee thing. I forgot to mention that. I've told you this before. For over 40 years, they were giving black men syphilis in Tuskegee, Alabama. Alfred Woodard did a movie called Miss Evers' Boys, and that's what that movie is about. That's exactly what it's about. Is the giving of syphilis to African men for over 40 years. These are the same people. So 2020 rolls around and, oh my God, we're being affected by corona, and you just think that it's just out of nowhere, that there's not a white hand behind this. Also happens to take place in a census year. In a census year. And I forget what year they said that the country will be majority minority when they will no longer be the majority, which I've already laid empirical evidence that they've been the minority for many years, that they're still perpetuating this lie that they are the majority. They're not. They're not. They're not. I'm never going to believe that. It's never going to be true. But that they would unleash this now in a census year. During the political cycle. You had Trump on TV the other week. I brought this to you, saying he was on the phone to Fox News right before they signed the stimulus package, saying that they had stuff in there about voting and everything, and he had to get rid of that. He said because they had stuff in there that if we had signed that, then there never would have been another Republican president ever. Basically, another white president is really what it was. You see, because you can't get elected without us. So every political cycle, it's up to the Republicans to suppress the vote so that more of us can't vote. And then Democrats have basically joined that because they're still white people first before they're any party. And so it's always about power, and they never agree. Like Malcolm said, they never agree on anything. So of course there's two parties. Of course. He said every time they do the poll, this was Malcolm saying this. Before I was even born, he's saying, Every time they do the polling, you see that white folks don't agree on nothing. It's always 50% and 50%. And he was saying, you make the difference. So whichever way you vote, that's who's going to win. Malcolm was saying this. You see? So they don't agree. So that's why you have a two-party system. Still white. This one's not going to suddenly want to give up and their hold on white supremacy. No. We can get along with the niggers better, and we can tell them more lies. And we'll do a few things for them so they stay loyal to us. You see? Because inherently, we don't vote the way white people vote. We really do try to vote what's best for us. But every now and then you have an aberration like this. Like black folks who are the low education voters. They don't do their homework. They're too fat and lazy to study. So therefore, is Joe Biden for me when you know a damn thing about him? And you know he's exactly against your black ass. You see? Meanwhile, for all those people who were not precinct captains like me for Obama's campaign, who bitched after the fact, well, Obama he ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing. Really? Because now Joe Biden will get in there and do exactly nothing, and then you will not bitch that same way. You won't say that. You see? You won't say that. You won't. Meanwhile, you allowed yourself to just dismiss the fact that Obama was still a black man. Still a black man. There was a black nutsack that sat on that Oval Office chair for 8 years. Huh? So they're fine with Trump coming in and just getting rid of everything that Obama did. Meanwhile, blaming Obama for everything that wasn't positive. You see? Or when it's convenient. That's why I love that the stock market has gone to hell, because you've been riding on the fruits of Obama. The unemployment numbers, you were riding on the fruits of Obama. Now that's all gone to hell. Let's see you rebuild it now, white devil. Let's see if you can do what a black man can do. Let's see now. If you have the pedigree. You see, my challenge is really rhetorical. My whole questioning, this whole line is just rhetorical. You see? Nah. We had the best economy that anybody's ever seen. And he does this. We had the best economy. Anybody, like, shut the fuck up. And it's going to be what I say. Shut up. And shut up. And while I lie, shut up. You watch him. Watch him. He does this. We had the best economy anybody's ever seen. And they said to me, and he does this. And they told me it's the best economy anybody's ever seen. They've never seen an economy like this. Unemployment's the lowest it's ever been. It's ever been. It's ever been. They said to me, it's, everything has to be the best. He speaks for them. When there hasn't been, they don't have the capacity to test anybody that wants to get tested. He's standing up there every day going, we have the most testing of any country. We have the best testing. Other countries are calling and say, we want your testing. Your testing is so amazing. It's so fantastic. Remember, Obama couldn't even mention that he was a black man. I have to remind you. When Trayvon Martin was murdered by that fat white devil beast, and Obama, being the true statesman that he was, came out to try to calm the country and to put things in perspective, he had a moment of just real authenticity, because I'm sure he had prepared remarks. But he stopped and just went, if I had a son, he would look like Trayvon. And their white heads rolled off. Because A, you're mentioning that you're black. You're making us remember that you're black. We don't like to know reality. We don't like to know reality. And how dare you connect with another African person in an emotional way? We can't allow this. He's a socialist, he's an Arab, he's a Muslim, he's a terrorist, he's everything. Now they have a terrorist and a dictator and a racist, and I mean the list could go on for the next 6 hours. But that's all fine. That's all fine, because they are the definition of hypocrisy. Google it. You see the picture come up. You see it. Just Google hypocrite. Oh my God. Um. Okay, Dana, you got the same soul. That's what's up. Great minds think alike, my sister. Dana says, have you seen the map that they had online? It was crazy. Almost nothing in Europe and China. Uh, Interesting because they're going to change that very quickly because I just heard that China had a 100 new cases and they had pretty much gotten it under control for the most part, and now they have 100 new cases. You know, this is something that they're doing on purpose, everybody. And what I started to say earlier, that I lost my train of thought, was to say that because they're giving it just to us, and how that correlates with this whole rumblings that you're hearing about reopening the economy and reopening stuff and how we do it, I think I could imagine a scenario where they start to say that certain communities are now quarantined, and they'll start with the black community because we're the most affected. I had to get this in, y'all. I had to get that in. You see, so I could see that happening. I could see that happening. Khalifa of the Most High, Salaam Alaikum. And good evening to you as well, Noble One. I appreciate that. Pamela Williams, shout out to you, my sister. Jedi, it seems like every election/voting cycle there is some viral boogeyman attack. MERS, SARS, swine, and bird flu, Ebola, and now Corona. I totally agree with that. You know, again try to suppress the vote. You see, and white people are relaxing a little bit more. You notice their tone really has changed when you watch the pundits and the celebrities and everybody else that's on TV that's white. Their tone has changed. When I say tone, I don't just mean how they speak. I say whole body language, what's in their eyes and everything. They really are starting to feel like, oh, it's really not really us so much. But all the stories of heroes and let's show somebody that survived and oh my God, they're doing, it's been nothing but white people. You understand? I always tell you, it's us and them with them all the time. So the worst thing you could ever do is to get out of that mode of thinking. It's with these people, it's always us and them. Tit for goddamn it tat. I'm clear. I'm trying to clear the mirror for you so you can see as well, my people. I think it was, Dana, 2025. I think that is the year. That feels right, you know, without doing a Google search, but that feels right. Black Beauty. The lead person who is working on a vaccine is black, Dr. Kismakia S. Kobet, a viral immunologist. I did not know this, Black Beauty. I will definitely have to look at. Well, he's not being shown on TV. He's not being given any credit. I don't know that. How did you find that out? You see, the fact that I don't know him is telling. Meanwhile, I'm seeing the Fauci or Sauci, whatever that dude is that speaks up there at the White House every damn day. Everybody knows him. I should know this dude just like that. Oh, but he's black though. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking there was equality or something. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what happened. Pamela. Oh, she was speaking to Black Beauty. And Black Beauty speaking to Pamela. Shout out to all the way up north. When did you put north on it? I don't remember north being up there, but all the way up. Shout out to you, Khalifa. I'm hearing Trump plans to quash the election by declaring a national state of emergency and halt the elections and place himself as an interim permanent president. I've heard rumblings of that, Khalifa. In fact, I even saw a ex- constitutional law expert up on, I feel like it was MSNBC, and they were posing the question to him about, Trump has said that um, something about, I don't know if he said it or that they were saying that there's feelings that Trump would never leave office. I don't know if Trump has actually articulated that vocally or not, but the the questioner was saying, is there anything in the Constitution that would make that possible? And then he was going through scenarios of why that wouldn't be possible, but why there could be a little wiggle room that could happen where he wouldn't leave office. And I don't remember if they mentioned state of emergency or not. You know, we know that they have been playing games with the uh, primaries and caucuses that are left. Because remember, more than half the country still hasn't voted after the shit with Joe Biden. Now Bernie has dropped out. Sadly. You know. Bernie also reminds us, everybody, that you can't play nice with these people. Bernie doesn't understand that because he's a good man, but he's a white man at the end of the day. But he's an Orthodox Jew. So while you talking about Joe Biden is my friend, he's a good man, you got Joe Biden and the fucking media and the Democratic National Committee all converging against your ass. It's time to get out the knives. Dice are rolling, the knives are out. Would-be presidents are all around. I don't say they mean harm, but they each give an arm to see him 6 feet underground. So, and I don't put anything past Trump, Khalifa. He stands up there every day and says, I could do it if I want to. I could do such stuff I want to. That he really can't, but he says he can. And, oh, by the way, notice how they just stand back. We've not heard of any death threats against Trump. Yet Obama had more death threats against him than all previous presidents combined. I've worked in the nation's capital. I've seen the event that it is to move the president. Then I was out in California in the 1990s when we had the Northridge quake, but it wasn't Northridge. I'm over it. I'm so bitter about that. But anyway, I saw how the Secret Service advanced on the San Fernando Valley before Clinton was going to visit. It was a production. Do you understand me? So I can only imagine what it took to move Obama. When I met Obama, the first rally that I went to of his, I don't know if I've become precinct captain or not yet. Anyways, the Secret Service that was there, I've shown you guys pictures. If I had my computer, I would just show you pictures now, but I can't. Anyways, so, they keep talking about, Trump's just doing this and he's doing that. I ain't heard nobody, no death threats, no assassination attempts, no nothing. Because they all agree, do you understand? And we are punks. So, no threats. No threats. No threats. Kiba Bell, shout out to you, Queen. Says they're calling the White House nigger house when Obama was in there. Yep. And let us also remember, Kiba, how there was at least two events of people jumping over the fence at the White House. One dude even shot at the White House and hit the window. Luckily, Michelle Obama tells the story even. Baggy. um, you know, and so, but no issues with this fucking orange lobster. No issue. No, and no shade to lobsters, by the way. No shade to lobsters. Um, Queen. Containment. Check out that movie on Netflix. That's what they are doing to black communities. Well, I probably won't see it, Queen, because I'm a principled man. I told you after Monique came out and asked us all to get rid of Netflix, I did that day and have not had it since. But I can infer, you know, I've seen movies like that, you know, but even without seeing it or knowing it, I can still say that I imagine a scenario under which they would come up with, because they've already moved National Guard into place. You know, I mentioned that to you, how they're already mentioning National Guard. For what? For what? Why are you militarizing it? Because you got something else planned. You see? And I tell you, African people in this nation, we have to put down Martin and pick up Malcolm. The day is coming. It has already been here. But it will become even clearer to you, any of the ignorant who don't understand this. The day has been here and certainly will be articulated even for you, that you're going to have to make a choice to kill or be killed. Queen, I don't trust the vaccine either. No, I told you one of my earliest videos about this whole thing. I said I can imagine that they will be coming with some kind of a forced mandatory vaccine, and we're not taking it. We're not. But to finish your point, you said I don't trust the vaccines either. I think they may try to force us to get it in order to return back to work. Nah, we're not taking no damn vaccines. Give a damn. We're not doing that. You can do it if you want to. And then they will have somebody up on TV, Van Jones, or maybe this doctor that the sister was that you were mentioning to us, and or it'll be Al Sharpton, or they'll roll out some other black person to convince you that you're supposed to get this. You'll start seeing black doctors you've never seen that will be put up there to tell you that this is safe and you should get it. They may even roll out Oprah and Gail for all I know. But again, his compassion for you will be his undoing. He will come to you and then you will bring him before me. It's the same idea. And then you said CNN mentioned. Okay, all the way up. Roland, fat ass, no neck, ascot wearing Martin, I'm sure you meant that part, has had black microbiologists and other black medical professionals on his show pretty much every day. I haven't been watching it all the way up because Roland Martin just gets on my last nerve. I can't with him because I see that he's a double agent. Listen, look at some of the titles of his videos and the shit he talks about. You understand? Let me title my video that. How is he existing? How? How? You see? So that tells me you must be good with massa some kind of way. You must be. You must be. I've had 2 channels shut down You understand me? Somehow you're good with massa. But you get on here and talk like you just, um, shit you never would say on CNN. You feel me? Nah. Nah. The switch needs to stay hot, otherwise you're a fraud. You say north, meaning Bay Area. Oh, okay. Has always been in there. Maybe I'm so used to just calling you all the way up, I just didn't notice the north. You know, from those other two initials, cause you two be hating. Pamela, I'm hearing the Democrats. I'm hearing the Democrats wanting Cuomo, not Biden. Yeah, they've been starting to elevate him, you know, which that's never been done. How you just switch a rule? Because, excuse me, he wasn't in the running for president. Bernie was the last dude, so it seemed like you just default back to the other dude. It's like Miss America, the first runner-up. All right, Miss America falls and breaks her heel or some bullshit. Down she goes. Then you just go to some other bitch? No, there's the first runner-up. They even said when they announced it, if for some reason this bitch can't serve out her term as Miss Goddammit America, then the first runner up would then take her place and you know, so that's the way it should be. Because Biden is a simp, but we have black people to thank for this. Weak-minded ass black people. Period. I watched. There's a political channel that I watch sometimes here on YouTube, and I watched these two black women. The white girl goes to she has her camera person there, and so she's interviewing them, and they're like, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. She's like, did you know that Joe Biden that he had tried to 4 times to cut out Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid, and Veterans benefits? Well, I have to research that. Did you also know that he had called President Obama when he was running in 2008, called him clean and articulate? Well, I have to research that, and she just kept going down the line of fucking indictment of shit they should know about him. You feel me? It's like you go to a car lot and you don't ask the price of the car, you don't ask what car, you just go, here's my money, give me a car. So it's ignorant ass black people that we have to thank for this. Yet every black person has a goddamn phone, sadly. If I was president, you would have to show me some kind of way you deserved a phone. Because every time I hear about somebody scrapping or it's a legal case, something like that, my phone, they went in my phone and my phone and my phone. Use your goddamn phone for something constructive. You could have took 2 seconds with your fake fucking press-on nail to hit the bitch and say, tell me about Joe bitch ass Biden. I'm getting worked up. Dana E. Funny, what the hell happened to the impeachment stuff? It was nothing, Dana. They impeached him, but then it don't come with no consequence. No jail time. You don't get removed from office. So I can just go rob a bank today. I might as well. Because it's no consequence. Well, we'll try you, Jedi. But after that, you get to go back home. No jail time. You don't have to pay any fine. You don't have to do anything. You just... But we prosecuted you, though. We prosecuted you. Queen, shoot, I'd rather have Cuomo. Oh, she's talking to Pamela. You know, who was that? The guy that got on my nerves a couple streams ago. But we take truth wherever it comes from. Said that we don't pick the lesser. The wise man does not pick the lesser of 2 evils. He doesn't choose evil at all. You see? Cuomo and them represent a dynasty, like the Bushes. You feel me? There's too much cahoots going on right there. You feel me? Your brother's an anchor. Your father was governor. You the governor. Then it's too much. Y'all too. I can't. Nah, it needs to be Bernie. God damn it, Sanders. That's why I love in other countries they storm shit. Don't be sitting back tweeting about it. They show up and storm shit. Your government should fear you literally and physically. We can't do that. They will come get us with pitchforks and knives. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. They got the people fearing them. It's exactly the opposite. It's exactly the opposite. Um, Dana E. They hollering, they holding their tongues because they elected this orange punk and a acting face. Yeah, but they're cool with it too. You see, my own landlord, they white and Republican. He can't fix his face to say a single decent thing about Obama. Just say he's handsome. That didn't require anything. It's truth, and you would have said something good about him. Can't allow it. And I asked him, I go, so what, so you still for Trump? Like, you know, this, like, it's about the economy. It's about the economy, really. Really. I know that's some bullshit. All the way said, ugh, Van Jones. I know, right? Matter of fact, all the way, you need to get your punch for that. I understand you. By the way, do we know anybody who has gotten a stimulus check, everybody? Does anybody that's presently here know anybody that got a stimulus check? Just if you do, holla. Yeah, and now they're back with Ebola in the Congo, Dana. That was kept real hush. But there's still cases of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of the Congo right now. I just saw it in the last 24 hours. No doubt, I would definitely be shut down. Trust and believe. All the way, I didn't understand that. You said what was the straight up? What the hell was that? Look, I don't know what that is. Shout out to Wanda Wisdom. Shout out to you, Wanda. Wanda, the title of this live video, compelling. Uh, I suppose I'll start, or rather continue getting right with Allah and communing with my ancestors. Allahu Akbar. Yes, 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 Wanda. That's what matters. You gotta get it right. You just have to. That's why I was telling people you gotta live for the afterlife. Don't live for this life. Muslims, we do not live for this life. We don't. You don't, because we know this is temporary. Today you're 16, tomorrow you're 50. Tomorrow you're 90. Where did it all go? You see? Queen says, my cousin got hers Monday. Allahu Akbar. I'm glad you shared that, Queen, because I just needed to hear of somebody. Because I don't believe it till I see it. Khalifa, make sure you read Wanda's comment back to you with regard to Trump leaving office or not. All the way, I think some people will start getting it today. People who have their tax return direct deposit will get it first. Yeah, but and maybe that's maybe because I didn't get anything, and then my sister in New York, I and I'm really pulling for her because she's got 3 kids, you know, and so this would just be a really good thing for her anyway. But I'm just saying, like, she hasn't gotten it even. So Matthew Nasib, Salaam Alaikum, says, I got my check yesterday. I'm still waiting for my unemployment. Okay, alhamdulillah. All the way up. Something fell in your home, and the look you shot in that direction was, what the hell was that? I still don't know what it was either. I heard something, but I don't know what it was. Dana E said, my friend said she does. Matthew, did yours go direct deposit? Wanda says now there's reports that they want the people to pay it back in the future. Huh? Nah, homie. Not gonna happen. You will have an uprising even from white people. By the way, I saw a white dude on YouTube. Him and his wife both work at a gym. And, we're just barely making it, but we don't want the money. We did the math and looked at how much we would get. And we realized we would get more from this stimulus in 1 month than we would normally get. And it just doesn't sit right with us. So what we decided we'd do after we crunched the numbers, we decided we would just take what we would normally get and then we'd give the rest to charity. Who the fuck you gonna give it to, bitch? Because everybody's supposed to be getting a check. So, this is, again, only a white person would say that. Only way you have a black person saying that as if it was Oprah or somebody that had money, which they don't get shit no way. You would not have no poor black person saying that. It just wouldn't happen. That only would come out of the mouth of a white person. And I proclaim he's only saying it because he would be, as they are with everything, they're okay if it was no people of color were getting anything. Because remember, they were okay with Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, the welfare program, veterans benefits, the GI Bill, and all that stuff was all set up for white people, established the middle class and all that. That was all for white people, everybody. I need to be clear about that. Over the generations, we have begun to access those things after the Civil Rights Bill and blah, blah, blah. But that was not set up for us. You see? So that's why he would make that statement. Because he doesn't feel good getting it. What he really doesn't feel good about is that black people get some shit. That's what he really don't like. Like that. But this is the same one who would say, thank the troops for their service. Really? Don't you feel bad that they're out there putting on a uniform and your bitch ass is not? Don't you feel bad about it? Well, you should go suit up right now because you should feel bad. Because you're getting something for free. And apparently you don't allow that. So you need to drop all your shit right now and go pick up a uniform and an AR-15, go fight. You should be doing it. And I better not find a coupon in your house either. Because that suggests you're getting some sort of discount. We can't allow this. And if I see you at the gas station, you need to be definitely putting premium in. You can't put regular because that's less expensive. You might be getting a deal on something. We can't allow this. I should say also, If I get it, I will definitely share it with you guys and let you know that I got it. But I have not gotten it. Although I have already made a promise to Allah that if I do get it, um, I definitely intend to go and find some of the homeless people and give them something, you know. Just give it to them. Just give them something, you know. That will give me great joy. Queen says they say most people will get theirs by the 17th unless you don't have direct deposit. Yeah, because the paper checks are supposed to be going out on the 24th or something like that. They were supposed to be doing the direct deposit people first. But again, I ain't seen a damn thing. Pamela, yes, nothing is free when it comes to the 99%. Absolutely. Queen, and they say this is an advance on 2020 deduction, so you still pay it back. Um, no, actually, the way I understand it, Queen, is, in other words, there's been years where how you go to like H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt or somebody, and if they fill out your return and see that you're due a return, I don't know if they still do this, but they would just give you could get a check the same day. That was part of their their advertising, their little their um, the thing that's supposed to get you, so to speak. So think of hold that in your mind, and so that then this is that you still you you don't need to put it on your tax return, because this is different than that, because you don't need to put it on your tax return, because this is not even counted as income. You don't even need to report this. You don't need to pay tax on it. You don't need to do nothing with it. That's what is it. And you can go to the irs.gov and you'll see that. So, having said that, I agree with somebody else earlier that said that they will find some way for us not to pay this back. You feel me? So, I mean, again, any evil that we can imagine, I'm always willing to consider with these people. Like I say, I don't even believe I'm even getting money until I see it. That's why I even asked it. Does anybody on here even know somebody that got it, or if they got it? You feel me? Then supposedly they are supposed to be direct deposit by tomorrow for 50 million or 70 million people. Well, we'll see. And then there was another bank I saw on TV called Chime, that they know the government is doing this, so they just went through their accounts to people that have direct deposit and just went and issued them a check from the bank. Like, you good, just go and have your money now. I thought that was very honorable, and it was the right thing to do, and it was compassionate. It was a few things, and I loved it. Um, all the way up says they are rolling the dough out this week. I probably won't get anything, but if I do, it'll be by mail. Oh, I totally believe they are going to consider it taxable income on your tax return next year. No, 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 they won't. And if they do, you will have a very good case, because they've said publicly it's not. Like, any lawyer will take your case pro bono. I could defend you. You understand? I could prosecute the case for you. Not a problem. Um, and all the way, why do you say that you? I don't need to ask you that. I'm gonna just go through the list of things of people who get and when you get and what you get. I'm gonna do that after I finish these comments. That way I can just sweep, and then anybody that hears themselves, then that you'll know. You feel me? I'm very up to speed on this. Matthew, thank you for getting back to me, brother. Jazakallah khair. Says direct deposit. I feel sorry for those who will have to wait until late May or June via postal service. I know. Plus, they're having some issue with the postal service too now, Matthew, because the postal service says they will be insolvent by September. They need money, and the Orange Puff is not trying to give them the money. I don't know what's happening in my house, y'all. If y'all see me just flee for my life, just know I'll get back to you when I can. Just when I can. From an undisclosed location and stuff. Pamela says, I believe the unemployment benefits will be taxable income. I think so. No. I'll get back to you. Because what I do know about the unemployment is if you already are on unemployment. Oh, by the way, anybody who's never even filed a tax return, everybody, it doesn't matter if you worked or didn't work. If you just didn't file a tax return, you can go to the IRS.gov. Certainly on Friday, they're going to have a portal up. You just put in your, especially if you have a bank account, you have direct deposit. Even if you don't, you just put in your information. You will get a check, period. Now, but I was going to say with the unemployment, even if you're on unemployment, and a lot of people don't realize that they can file for unemployment right now. You feel me? If you have back child support due or you have child support payments, don't try and get anything because they already, from the get-go, they already said those people don't get shit, which that is inherently racist, you see, inherently, because the image they've painted of the welfare mother and the do-nothing father that don't take care of his kids is the black man and the black woman. You hear child support, so-and-so didn't pay child support, you just automatically picture a black man. I want my people to use this as an opportunity to come up. You feel me? You're not going to be rich, but damn it, get you a coin. I've said that consistently since you've known me. Anytime you have an opportunity to get a free coin in this bitch, you get it. Because they owe you that and then some. It's for the ancestors. All the way says, oh, you're not going to stop me from getting Supreme gas. Oh my God. By the way, there was I watched Dateline or 2020. They did a comparison. Like, do you really need to buy Supreme gas? You really don't. It's no real difference. It's just not. That's according to them, not the Jedi. Dana E. I am not. I think you meant if I'm not mistaken. Welfare was set up to support the wives of wives of soldiers during the war, among other things, but also to help the poor class of whites in general. Yes, Dana. You know, and to this day, more white people are on welfare than black people. So the true image of the welfare queen is a white bitch. It is not LaQuanda. You understand? All the way up says, if you notice, when you get money back from the state, they turn around and consider it taxable income the next year. I don't know. I can't speak. Maybe it's in your state. I don't know. That's not my experience. That's why it's better to break even than get a return from the Fed or state. Well, it's a shame they even take your money to begin with. What really needs to happen is people need to understand the 16th Amendment was never ratified. Therefore, it's illegal for them to be taking a payroll tax out of your damn check to begin with. Period. You're not supposed to be paying taxes to the fucking government. You're just not. That's why anybody that's, when you hear Wesley Snipes or Tony Braxton or anybody else that's been a tax evasion and this and the third, they never, when they've gone in and said, show me the law, they can't produce it. I have a whole video on here about just that. The Federal Reserve, or the IRS, is not a federal entity. That's why they're the Internal Revenue Service. You feel me? It's like the bitch that does nails. You feel me? This is a service. It ain't federal. This is the same thing. And there's a lady, Sherry Pill Jackson, I feel like her name is. It's in that video that I did. But she worked for the IRS for many years. And she saw something where somebody said they would pay $10,000. Anybody could show them proof that we're supposed to pay income tax. And she goes, well, I work for the service, so I'm totally going to get the money. It's not a problem. Until there was no law. Now she goes around the country preaching and teaching about this. It just takes the people standing up and saying, I'm not giving you shit else. When your employer, when you start the first day of your job and they give you that W-4, I think it is, to fucking sign, you say, I'm not signing that. And if you take money out of my fucking check, I will sue you. There's people that are doing this. Saying, no, you're not going to take anything out of my check. You don't need to. You don't need to. It's just like with the driver's license. You don't have to have a driver's license, everybody. Insurance we can talk about. But you don't need to have a driver's license. Under the Constitution, you have the right of travel. Plus, we pay taxes on the fucking roads anyways. So, if you are not using the roads for commercial purposes, a limousine, Lyft, Uber, pizza delivery, a bus, all the shit, and there's a whole nother license you have for those anyways. If you're not using the roads for commerce, you're supposed to be able to fucking drive without a goddamn license. Period, the end. And there's people that are doing that now. They've had to go through hell to get there, but they got there. They got there. Because, sadly, law enforcement is just fucking stool pigeon ass fucking security guards with guns. In my perfect world, you want to be a police officer? You want to be seen as you're putting your life on the line every day and we're supposed to give a fuck about you? Go to law school, bitch. Go to law school. Go learn. Go learn. How are you going to enforce something that you don't know? You understand? When I first got to Maryland, and I went and applied at the Taco Bell. Because I just need something close, because me and my brother were living together at the time, and they had taken my car that I drove there from Atlanta in, because they had a cracked windshield. I don't want to get worked over it. It's a whole story. We'll get into it sometime. I'm over it. People need to die, and they probably will. I don't want to get into it. Anyways, so I just needed something I could get to just right where we were at. Taco Bell was there. And I know what I look like on paper, you know. So, of course, when I walked in, the guy, he was offering me general manager position because he wanted out. And I'm like, I never used to even eat a Taco Bell because y'all don't sell french fries. So, you know. Anyways, we negotiated my salary. I came in. I said, but I need to work for, you know, at least a month. You know, I won't come in a tie and slacks and all that. I just wear a regular crew uniform that will garner, you know, I also need to garner my respect from the crew, blah, blah, blah. But my whole point for doing that is because how am I going to stand over you and tell you what to do and I can't fucking outperform you? I need to be the pièce de résistance. You understand? So when I tell you you slacking or you're some bullshit, then you won't have no comeback at me because I'm the most. I just am. So that's how it should be with law enforcement. If you're enforcing law enforcement, you should know the fucking law. It's like I told y'all, when, because I was pulled over, I told you guys about the recent time I was pulled over and it was a good exchange, but there was a few months ago I was pulled over, I told you guys about, in my fucking driveway. And, when he came up to the car and I was like, you know, why was I pulled over? Or, like, you know, what can I do for you? Because I'm not really pulled over. I'm in my driveway. And he claimed that I had one of my brake lights was out. This is broad noon time ish, like this bright ass sunny day. It's not like it's at night. And my brake light wasn't out. We'll get to that. But anyway, I said, oh really? I said, well, can I get out and look at it? You know, because I went through this when I moved from Atlanta to Maryland. where the state troopers pulled me over, claimed that, and I had my running lights on because it wasn't dark enough yet. So I just had the parking lights running, and they pulled me over and claimed they pulled me over for a brake light or a tail light. You feel me? And I wanted him to get in the car and push the brake so I could see, or turn the lights on. Let me see. You telling me if that's the case? I need to see it. I can't drive my car and see it, so you need to show me. So this is what I was doing with this dude. He was like, sure. So when I get out of my car and now I'm going to the trunk of my car to look at my lights, he's like, okay, before we get to that, do you mind if I pat you down? I go, for what? It was just for officer safety. I go, you've already abdicated any issue of officer safety when you allowed me to get out of my vehicle. So we're past that. We're past that. If you felt unsafe, you would have allowed me to get out of my vehicle. Done. Done. Take your bitch ass to law school. Get worked up. Um, all the way, or Queen says, I think you might, before I read it, I think you're probably talking to family. You said, so you file taxes for 2020, but it will be less than normal because you won't get the household deduction, single/married, because it's been advanced to you already. I would try it, Queen and Pamela. You understand? Like, I would just act like this didn't happen, and I would just file my shit like I normally would and be over it. Because they have articulated that this is stimulus, so it's not income, it's not taxable, it's not, you don't got to report it, you don't got to tell it, it's just it's yours. Because they need to stimulate the economy. But interesting that they're killing off the very people who would spend their money the quickest. And Queen says, technically, it's not a payback, but it really is. Pamela says, an ancestor. All the way up says, right. What is going on over there? Who trying to steal your peach propel? I love you. You are killing me. Queen says, but who knows, those jokers are definitely gonna try to get their money back, especially that orange idiot. I say they already are mitigating what they will probably consider their own loss in a way, because a lot of people that, what is it, nearly a quarter of a million people have died. We know that's mostly us. So think about, that's that many people that ain't getting no check. They might send it out, but they really don't mean nothing because they can't get it, they can't spend it, they can't, whatever. I hope that some of my people out there, the moment somebody in your family if they, may Allah forbid, may He protect us all. But if by chance somebody you know or somebody in your family should get this, you need to tell them immediately. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but you need to give me power of attorney right now. Because there ain't going to be no time for wills and all that. You need to give me power of attorney right now. Let's get something signed so that I can get your shit. I worked for child support, Dana E., for 10 years. I saw more white men not paying their child support. Amen. And all the way up says, absolutely, white people are on welfare more than any other group. They are. And how many times am I watching, like, the People's Court or something like that? They be standing there healthy as shit, like, and they'd be like, or Judge Judy, they'd be like, well, what kind of work do you do? What kind of work do you do? I'm disabled. And I love that she always asks, for what? I have ADHD or PTSD or some bullshit or depression, some shit that you not fucking, like, you not. Thank you all the way up. You said I watched your video on the IRS. Alhamdulillah. So you are among the enlightened ones. Uh, you say I'm in CA, and every year I get a 1099 for the same amount of the state return I got the previous year. And there was a year that, because when I was in Maryland, there was a year that they sent me a thing from the state. Because they have this weird thing in Maryland, Virginia, and D.C. Because, like, I lived in Maryland, but I worked in the district. Some people live in Maryland, work in Virginia, or live in Virginia, work in D.C., or any mix of that you want to make, right? So they sent me one year this thing where I owed the fucking state tax. Because in Maryland, if you don't have no kids and you're not married, they just kind of feel like you don't really need no money, so they just take your shit and just take, and you still owe at the end of the year, and they still take, like, fuck that, and I was over it. So they, I got this, it was on Friday. It was biblical rain that day. And I got a letter saying I owed all this money to the state. It was the last straw. I called up the state controller of the Treasury of the state of Maryland. Hear this. And I bitched him out. And I knew he had to take my call because when the secretary answered, she was watching her tone. Well, the controller's not in right now. Did you want to call back, or did you want me to take a message? Like, whatever I say is what's going to go. Like, no, he can call me back. Maybe 5 minutes later, 10 minutes, state controller fucking called me back. I bitched him out. He listened. And I was like, and I just think it's outrageous. I don't owe this damn tax, and you guys just take, and all the shit that I would say right now. He let me get it all out. He goes, if you got something to write with, and I'm like, yeah. So he gave me an address in Silver Spring, Maryland. I had just come from Silver Spring. I didn't want to drive back to Silver Spring on a Friday. But he gave me this address. He said, you go to this address. I said, okay. And he said, and they'll take care of everything there. So I didn't know what was going to happen. But I got in my car. I drove in fucking biblical rain to Silver Spring, Maryland, to this damn place. I walked in. The lady had all the fucking paperwork laid out. You sign here, here, and here, and here. I signed. The whole fucking thing went away. Done. 1994. Or it was after 94. It was years later. They were trying to get me for 94 taxes because I didn't file in 1994. Well, I was almost killed in an earthquake in January. One of my nephews died in March. My aunt died in May, and my grandmother died in November. The last thing on my fucking mind was a goddamn tax return or filing a goddamn tax. They go, can you put that in writing? I'm like, yeah, I can. Put it in writing, sent it to them, it all went away. You understand? 94 never happened. Never happened. Never happened. Squeaky wheel gets the oil, everybody. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. You got to be willing to make noise and bitch about stuff. That's how you get free stuff. Wanda Wisdom. True. The Moors teach that driving/passengers denote monies/fare was exchanged. Anything no fare, then it's called traveling. Traveling is a natural right. It really is. You have the right of travel, everybody. I don't need to show you no fucking ID. I don't need to show you your driver's license. I don't need to. But I don't need to. I don't need to. Also, say Jedi, you are right. I live in Maryland, Montgomery County. They tax the hell out of you, don't they? Black Beauty. Oh my God, I can't. They even also, how they sometimes during like holidays, you see they just set up a DUI checkpoint, You don't got to tell them shit. You don't got to do shit. You see, because it's not it's not a lawful order. They're just asking you as if they. It's almost the same. It's the legal equivalent as if they are off duty and ask you for a stick of gum. When you pull up, they go, "You had anything to drink tonight?" Be like, "Are you detaining me?" They won't answer the question because if they're detaining you, they have to prove a crime. Otherwise, that is kidnapping under the law. It gets into a whole murky legal swamp. You just say, "Are you detaining me? Have you had anything to drink tonight? Are you detaining me? Are you detaining me? All right, we'll just have to call in a supervisor. He's going to come up, and almost 99% of the time, that supervisor comes up, and you say that shit to them, they go, okay, go on your way. Like, they're not going to deal with it. They're not going to deal with it. They're not going to deal with it because it's already unlawful for them to set up and stop you anyway. They're impeding your travel unlawfully. Doesn't matter what their intention is. They're trying to get drunk drivers off the road, and we appreciate it. But you're not going to step over my damn rights either. All the way up says you don't even have to tell an officer your name. You really don't. You really don't. You don't need to. MW. Shout out to you, brother. Why should I pay tax, period? Right. And as I've articulated and will continue to say, if I'm going to pay you a damn tax, I'm supposed to get something in. You feel me? I'm supposed to get stuff. I'm just supposed to get something. Otherwise, don't take my tax. Don't. So all these white people, well, I don't want the government to give me anything. I agree with you after they stop taking out fucking taxes. I'm with you, bruh. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? The day I can go to the store and I'm going to pay tax on a fucking Snickers, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pay no tax on shit. There's no tax. To take tax completely away, and I'm with you. But the moment you're taking tax out of my damn check and all the other shit that I'm supposed to get something on, I get a return on that. I just do. You have to justify to me why you're taking my money illegally. So the way you mitigate your legal responsibility to me is to offer me something in return that is directly attached to that tax. When you are asked, do you mind stepping outside your vehicle? The answer is yes. Yeah, you got to be ready. Just like I don't need to. I don't need to. And you also never admit any crime. So when they come and say, when they pull you over, when they first come up to the car, first thing you say is, can I ask why I was pulled over? You never, and then they should answer that. Because now, and I explained this in a video that's on the channel, but now, if they come up and say, do you know why I pulled you over? You always say no. It's their responsibility to prove the infraction. You knew you were just doing 190. I have no idea why I was pulled over. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. You know you were doing 190. Okay, so I want to take a moment now to go down the who and when. All right, so as I said, if you're on unemployment already, you should file for unemployment again so that you can get the $600 a week on top of whatever you already get in unemployment. That's real. All right. I'll start with the simple stuff. If you do not have direct deposit, then your ass is just going to get a paper check. God help you. Because we don't know if the post office is going to be able to deliver, and plus with this paper checks being out there, once they get released, you're going to have people stealing them out of mailboxes, and the whole nightmare that you could all imagine, all right, will take place. So that's fine. But like I said, otherwise you get a paper check. If you were furloughed from your job, you still get the fucking check. When they, because remember, it's a stimulus. It's not, oh, you already have money, so you don't get nothing. It just don't matter. All right. So if you've been furloughed, which means you still work at Macy's, but they closed right now. So, but they haven't fired you, so you're essentially furloughed. So you get a check, but you can also file for unemployment during that time, especially if Macy's is not still sending you a check. You feel me? Um, if you have been laid off, obviously, like laid off, like you obviously can file for unemployment. You can get unemployment on top of the $1,200 check, is what I'm trying to tell everybody. You understand? So it's not either or, it's both and. If you are on welfare, you still get the $1,200 check. And you also, if you have children, then you need to go to, even if you filed a tax return, whether you work or you're on welfare or not, we'll say if you work, let's say you already filed your 2019 tax return and you have children. So because you filed your check, you get the $1,200 check, either paper or direct deposit, however you're set up. However, your tax return came when you got, when you filed your taxes, the same way your stimulus will come. But you still need to go to the IRS website to put in the information for your children so you can get the $500 for each child up to age 17. All right? If you file jointly, if you're married, this is important. If you're married and you file jointly, that's fine, you file jointly, but whose bank account did the check go to from the IRS when y'all got y'all tax return? Because that's where the $2,400 check is going for both y'all ass when this is. So if y'all got divorced or y'all separated or he tripping, did it go to his bank account? Just important to know that. So if you're married, each person gets $1,200 plus you get $500 for each child that's under 17. All right. If you are on SSI and you just recently, let's say you just had a ski accident in January, you just got hurt, oh my God, now you're on disability, but you're on SSI, because SSI is different than Social Security, and it's different than the other Social Security survivors. Like, my nephew, the Prince, his father was murdered when he was 3. So he and his brothers now divide up their father's Social Security. So then, all right, fine. So now, but if you're on SSI, then you get a check, but you have to go and put in your information on irs.gov. You don't have to wait till Friday to do that. There's another portal that's already set up. The same one that's set up for you to put in for the kids now is the same one you go to put in your information if you're on SSI. Especially if you're new SSI, like you just had a skiing accident in January, all right? So you've not even been with the service for long, so you need to put in your information in order to get the check. You need to file a simple return. That's what I'm trying to say. You need to file a simple return. You need to file a simple return. You just do. If you are elderly and you are a veteran and you get veterans benefits, then however that comes to you, that's how your check will come to you. All right? If you're on Social Security, like just straight grandma Social Security, at first they had it where you'd have to file a basic return. Then there was a lot of uproar about that. I'm glad about that, because you think about the elderly who would have to try and, like, they've been on it forever, and they have to now go and fill out paperwork. A lot of them can't write over a first grade level. You feel me? Like, nah. So it just would have been a hardship. So they got rid of that. So if you're on Social Security disability, or just straight Social Security, that's separate from SSI, because it's in its own class. If you're on Social Security disability, straight Social Security, or like Social Security survivors benefits, I think there was another name that was other than SSI. Anyways, anything other than SS, goddammit, I. If if you're on regular Social Security, you don't got to do nothing. However, you normally get your Social Security check. That's how you will get this. You don't need to file a simple return. You don't, because every year the Social Security sends you a 1099. I saw somebody mention they send you a 1099 even though you don't file, because those people usually don't file taxes because they don't make enough money. You feel me? So you don't need to do anything. It will just go to you. It's supposed to. All right. If you are old enough, let's say you're 25, like me. All right. If you're 25, you just moved out on your own. And you think, I'm going to get it. Or maybe you're 18 and you just moved with friends. It's your first apartment, you got roommates and blah, blah, blah. You moved out, you're working and all that. But turns out mom and dad claimed you on their taxes. You ain't getting it. You're just not. You got to go and kill them and they sleep and get your money. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Yeah, so tragically, if somebody has claimed you on as a dependent on their return, then you don't get it. All right. What else? If you I want to say this. I was really encouraged by the unemployment element of it, because there's a lot of brothers out there, sisters too, but there's a lot of brothers out there that's unemployed, and they don't realize you can file for unemployment right now and get that damn $600 a week, homie. You just can. Well, I ain't worked in a little while. I'm unemployed. Then take your bitch ass and go online and fill out the shit and get a damn check. Do it. Right, MW. Child support equals no check. Oh, good point. All the way up. You should ask them if their body camera's on. If not, you should ask them to turn it on. You know, again, it goes back to something I was saying. I think in my being pulled over by this last police video that I did a week or so ago, whenever I did it, it goes back to that. It's about reading the moment. Reading the moment, because you're absolutely right. But there's times when it might have just been cool already, and now it's like you're going to bring that devilish side of them out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, feel their temperature first, and then you can get, inquisitive and start doing those things. But feel their temperature first. If it looks like it's just going to be okay, whatever, then just kind of just let it go. You feel me? Like, I've been consistent with that. I've said we have to. When I used to do my police brutality videos, I used to say, we have to be ready when they go into that lane. Goddamn, we got to be ready to go in that lane with them. You've heard me say that a million times. You feel me? Because the rate we were being killed at, I'm like, stop teaching our boys how to hold their will and be a good slave. Fuck that. Teach them how to buy and operate a fucking gun. And if they go into that lane, we got to be ready to go in that lane with them. They come up and everything's cool and they ready to be lawful, we have to go right along with them. Like Malcolm said, we are nonviolent with those that are nonviolent with us, but we are not nonviolent with those that are violent against us. I love that, brother. MW says, if you can get through to unemployment, that is. Shout out to Douglas Jesse. Yeah, that's true, but that's why I say I think you can do it online. I did hear that. I feel like I heard the sites were crashing. Don't quote me on that. But again, the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Some things you just gotta persevere at. I told you guys the story. I think I told it in my video of how to get what you want in this society. You gotta go and watch my body of work. Everybody, the Jedi has covered it for you. But I told the story of I've told you the story before. I think it's in that video too, but I've said it over the years. There was one time when I called up Verizon for something. I literally was on hold for 6 hours, everybody, on a landline phone. I fell asleep while I was on hold. And I woke up 6 hours later, and the music was still playing. I was still on hold. I told him, get me a supervisor, somebody high up. And when bitch got on the phone, I said, I've been on this goddamn phone for 6 hours on hold. You're my phone company. You can check my fucking account right now and see how long this call has been. 6 hours, bitch? 6 hours? They gave me 2 years of all the free shit. I understand that. Shout out to Madame Ree. MW. Here in Nevada, the site crashed Sunday after upgrades on Saturday. Love the shade in the quotations, MW. Love that. You know how I am. Those quotations said it all. CJ Mendoza. Hola, señora. Blessings back at you, my sister. Okay, because of you, I'll do another 15. Or 10. I'll do another 15 minutes. Because of you. What's that from? This is gonna haunt me. I won't sleep for 3 days now. Because of you. Oh my God. Where's my punch? Because of you. Madame Ree, yes, the sites are crashing. The $600 a week is from the federal government, and it is in addition to what you would get from your respective state. Absolutely. Well said, Madame. That's exactly it. Madame Ree, Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson! Kelly Clarkson! Kelly Clarkson! I will not make the same mistakes that you did. I will not let myself cause my heart so much misery. I will not break the way you did. I felt so hot. So forth. Because of you, I'll never stray too far from the sidewalk. Because of you, yeah. I love you, madam. Thank you. I would have lost sleep for 3 days over that. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Do you understand me? Yes, you have to complain and raise hell. White folks do it all the time and get the perks. That's so true all the way. That is the damn truth. Oh, thank you for that. I never strayed too far from the sidewalk because of you. I love that. I tell you when I knew that song existed, it was on Oprah. I love the intro to it. She had the mini symphony sitting up there, like they had the cello, and I feel like there's a couple violins, and that piano, dun 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 dun. There's something about that dun dun dun. That first thing got me. If I hear a song one time and be like, that's the song, then that's everything. Like I'm a good. So that's it's everything. So it was on Oprah, and she sang that, and the lyric I could hear it clearly, and I just was like, wow, that's a good song, man. That's good. Dun, 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 dun. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I will not make. So I'm in the wrong key right now. But same thing with Fantasia. Fantasia. This is why Fantasia's career took a nosedive. Everybody. I always tell you, there's a pathology to everything. Nothing just becomes. The moment Fantasia's career went straight to hell was when she went on Oprah and she did Even Angels. That's the name of the song, Even Angels. But the song is Even Angels Learning How to Fly. Just the title. You don't have to hear it. You hear that title, Even Angels Learn How to Fly. There's something inspirational just in the title. Even angels learn how to fly. But there she was. She did the song. She had just come back. She looked amazing. And you know how Fantasia can cry when she's singing. She gave you that one tear at the end. It was it. Never heard it before. I think she debuted on that show. It was the song, dude. Like, that was the song. Then they had some kind of mini reality show of Fantasia, I feel like. And she was in another country, and she did this song, and the audience was singing it. She was astonished that the audience knew the song already. Because as soon as she did it on Oprah, I was like, I gotta go see this on YouTube. I have to watch this at least 50,000 times because I have not got my full life yet. And I did that, and apparently they did too. So they knew the song. She couldn't believe it. She was like, I'm in wherever, and they know the song. I'm gonna call my manager and tell them the first thing was gonna be Even Angels. And then it wasn't. And that's where her career went straight to hell. She will always work, and she'll have a career, and she'll have more money than you and I have, but she will not be what she could have been. Song choice is everything, everybody. In music, and entertainment. Song choice is everything. Don't let anybody ever tell you anything different. Like, that's everything. Listen, my nephew, the Prince, every contest he's been in school, of course he consults with the king. And he's won every time he's been in a contest. Because I always tell him, you gotta get the audience with the song. It's gotta be there. I don't care what you gonna do. That song has gotta have energy to it. You have this long to impress people. It needs to be bam. Don't get up there and give me some song you wrote or some ballad or some bullshit. You're gonna Celine Dion, if you're a girl or something, or even a dude, you're gonna do Celine Dion. No. This is the moment you're trying to win. It's not just a show. You're trying to win. So you need to hit them and get it. You feel me? Song choice, everything. This is why Candy could lose The Masked Singer. I told you guys that was your homework. You're supposed to watch The Masked Singer. It's coming on again tomorrow. There's been an episode since we talked about it. But Candy Burris could lose this because her song choices, ever since her first performance, have not been equal to that. Her first song, she is the Night Angel. If she's not, I will bow before you and proclaim I was wrong, which I know I'm not. I know that's Candy. I know that's her. It is her. But her first song was You Give Love a Bad Name. Murdered it. And I know they have monitors inside their costume, so that's because it's an a cappella start, so there's no musical cue. So somebody had to be giving her like boop, 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 or something. You shared a counter, or somebody was like 1, 2, 3 or something. But that shot to the heart, and you're to blame, darling. You give love a bad name. And the place went up because that song transcends color and region. Everybody know that song. Even if they don't know the words, they've heard it. It's been around forever. She killed it dead. Every other song she's done since that has not lived up to that. Song choice is everything. It's everything. So Fantasia never released, or I even think did a video or anything for this Even Angels. It's so beautiful. It's so her. It's everything, that song. When you finish watching this stream, go and put in Fantasia, Even Angels live on Oprah, and get your entire existence from your birth till now. MW, but the states are holding the federal money, awaiting advisement from the feds. I'm over it. Madame, the song is Because of You. That is the name of it. Because of You. Because of You. It's called that, yeah. All the way up says, Even Angels was her first single. She sang it in the American Idol final. No. Her first single was Believe. Or, yeah. Have you ever reached a rainbow's end? And did you find your pot of gold? Ever catch a shooting star? And tell me, how high did you soar? Ever felt like you were dreaming just to find that you're awake? And something will lift you up and guide you on your way. I can see it in the stars across the sky. Felt 100,000 dreams before. Now I finally realize something, but it's called Believe. No, it wasn't Even Angels. Even Angels was her first, or Believe, that song I was just trying to sing, was her first single. Even Angels should have been the first single off of her second album, but she ended up doing something called I'm Doing Me. It fell flat. It failed. Nobody liked it. It fell flat. I'm over it. Yeah, her first album did okay. I'm saying her second album could have been like the thing that, because it's always about the sophomore album. She could have been on her way. But you got to have a song that leads that. Remember when Usher came out? Now, I bought 8701 and got my entire existence for entire. I saw my own birth. But when he came out with the album, the name I don't remember now, that had Yeah on it. Yeah, 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 yeah. Sight unseen, I went and bought the whole album. And it didn't live up to that first single. It was all ballads or some other bullshit. It was still Usher. I raised him. I'm good with it. But y'all could have let me know. You feel me? I'm still a little salty about it. Feel me? I might be bringing a lawsuit or something. It ain't up to me. It's up to my lawyers. I don't even know. I'm just telling you. I might be a little salty over it. I might be. But he knew that song was the anchor song. Because it made fools like me go out and just buy the whole album. Like, I don't need shit else you need to do. I'm buying the whole album. I'm doing it. You know. Okay. Chris Moody. Shout out to Chris Moody. Christopher Moody. When you believe. Yeah. I think her career has been great for the most part. Yeah, it has, you know. She could have been bigger. And she's not really having the crossover. I call it the mass appeal. You feel me? You don't need to cross over. You just gotta get everybody. Just have mass appeal. You feel me? She's our girl. That's our sister. We will fight you. But I want to see her be Celine. You know? Her career went left when she tried to commit suicide. No, actually, when you have suicide or something like that, that's when you come back and be big. Because now you have tragedy and pain. You feel me? There will never be a greater Whitney Houston album than My Love Is Your Love. Because Bobby had split her face by then. She had been on drugs. She had pain. She was pregnant with Bobby Christina. Whitney had been through some things, you understand. My Love Is Your Love is the best album she ever did, period to end. It's just everything. Oh, my God. Oh, Whitney, my God. I remember the first time I was at a buddy's house of mine in D.C. when I seen or even knew that the song I Learned from the Best existed. She had done it on Oprah. And either he had recorded it or we were watching the late broadcast or some bullshit. I don't know. It must have been taped because I was like, play it again. Can you please play it again? Can you play it again? Can you play it again? Oh, man. Wow. Anyway, My Love Is Your Love is her best album. So I think Fantasia, I don't think anybody would have cared about the suicide. That wouldn't have affected record sales in any way other than positively, you know. But when you go on Oprah and debut a song that is being sung back to you in another country, you need to go and that needs to be your single. Because she even said to the camera, she goes, I'm going to tell my agent or my manager that that needs to be our first single. And then it wasn't. But people know Even Angels. They know it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's just mad because I wrote it or something. I mean, that could be an issue. Or she didn't think it was going to be as good as That's the Way Love Goes, which I wrote for my wife. Feel me? Everybody know that. Um, she sang it in American Idol. I don't know, we already litigated that. Madame Ree. Instead of Even Angels, Fantasia will release a song like Baby Mama. Again, it should have been. She could do. You can do both, and you can release those after you release Even Angels as the single and give it to us as a video or some live performance video, whatever. The song was everything. I'm. I can't even know. I don't know the lyrics right now. Too much music is always circulating in my head, but even angels learn how to fly. Even angels learn how to fly. I can't think of the. It's beautiful, man. Go hear that. Like it's everything. It's everything. But you have to see her sing it live on Oprah because that was her best performance of that song. Like you will get your entire existence. You will see your own birth. You will see it. Massa appeal. MW. Massa appeal. All right. Forget my mass appeal. It's massa appeal, y'all. All the way up says Bittersweet was the first single on the second album. Okay. So it wasn't Even Angels. Madam Reed, My Love Is Your Love was Whitney's most consistent album and really her last great album. It really was. I always love a record that I can put on and I don't need to change it. Every song is good. I don't gotta fast forward through nobody. I don't gotta skip nobody. The first time that ever happened in my life was the Purple Rain album. I don't remember another album before that in my life that was that. Like you just put Purple Rain on and play it to the end. It's every song is good and you sing along with it. Every damn song. And Usher's 8701 was that for me. There's a song on there, y'all. How do I say? And he's using all these metaphors of how do I say I love you. Oh, and then there's another one. Somebody I put you on a shelf. Um, Man, I don't know. Anyways, that whole album is what I told them. Like, yes, like do that. This is the heartbreak, and that's when we knew. And that's when I knew who Kelly Price was. Oh my God, Heartbreak Hotel, dude. You taking me back. You taking me back, dude. Taking me back. Heartbreak Hotel. that Kelly Price piece. No, wrong key. You said something here by 9, but then you took your time. Something like that. But Kelly killed it. Since you're not around for me to tell you, baby, face to face, I'm writing you this letter. This is what I have to say. And she goes up in that red. Hey, oh man, Kelly Price, dude. And that beach, and they was looking. Oh man, I just can't even go on. Yes, Faith Evans. That's a classic. That's classic, y'all. That's just classic. That's classic. That's classic. Wow. Has anybody been watching For Life? I told you guys it was part of your homework. You guys have to watch For Life. You have to. Alright, you have to watch that and you have to watch The Masked Singer, because what we're going to talk about. We have to be able to talk about these shows. We have to. So you need to be watching The Masked Singer on Wednesday nights. Check your local listing. And you have to watch For Life, which I think is on tonight. On Tuesday nights. It's so good, y'all. Oh my God. And you have to watch 20s. Anyways. Whip says, all I ever wanted was some of your time. Oh yeah. Instead you took your time. Oh no, all I ever wanted was some of your time. Instead you told me lies. Yeah, you said you told me lies when someone else was on your mind. That's right. Damn. That song is epic. Do you understand me? Epic. You know what, Dana? I was thinking about starting to do reviews of the shows I'm talking about. I was thinking about starting to review The Masked Singer and review For Life and review 20s. You know? Okay, All the Way Up is watching For Life. Like I say, only part they ruined it for me, I cannot stand the very sight of 50 Cent. The sight of him is, I can't take it. From the moment I knew he existed on the planet Earth, I've never gotten anything but bad energy from him. I never liked him, ever. I've never liked him. And he is playing one of the protagonists on the show now. And it just ruins the show for me. Normally I would be over a show like that. Just forget it. He's ruined it. I can't watch it. But the show is so good. I'm just hoping that something's going to happen to him. Or they limit his scenes. And I just try and get around him. But, like, I just can't, dude. Like, I can't. Oh, speaking of y'all. Oh. Yeah, I know, Dana. Man. What was I gonna say? Something about 50. I said I can't stand him. Anyways, I'm thinking about doing those shows, like doing a review of those shows. You know, because I'm really into them, and I would only review a show that I really like and would want you to like. That's how I started reviewing the Haves and Have-Nots. You know, years ago, and If Loving You Is Wrong, and all of that, because I really like those shows, and I just like, well, does anybody else like the show? I want to talk about it, so, you know. But I did that, didn't I, Dana, though? I did that. Maisha, shout out to you, I see you. We've gone over the 15 minutes. I said, y'all, I got to start landing this plane. I have to. I have a commitment I have to keep. I ran into a sister that I hadn't seen in a while, and it just was good to see her. I went to the beauty supply to get some shampoo, and by the way, y'all can tell me what y'all think. Wait. And and she says, "How come you haven't called me?" I thought the last time I saw her, I had offended her, and I don't ever want to do that to any of our women, you know. And I told her that. I said, "Well, I felt like I had offended you the last time I spoke to you." She's like, "Nah, we here, you know, it's in this." She said, "Make sure you call me today." I said, "I promise you I will, by Allah, I swear." So I have to keep that commitment. I have to. I said I would and I must. Anyway, but anyway, so I went to the beauty supply, y'all, because I need to get me some damn shampoo and stuff. That's the shampoo, and this is the conditioner. So I've never used this brand before. Y'all can let me know what y'all think. But it's pure honey, rich coconut oil, and creamy shea butter. It's cream of nature. Um, Maisha, to tell you the honest truth, I think that Trump is already reelected. I have been put myself on record already and told you guys that I proclaimed that as of Super Tuesday, and the day before Super Tuesday, and the day after, I'm putting those two together and saying that is officially when Trump was reelected. Joe Biden cannot form a sentence. They're keeping him hidden. They're controlling when he's on television. He's reading from prepared remarks because he can't form a sentence. He has mental retardation, Alzheimer's, and fucking dementia, or all three, or one of those. And he is not the dude. He is just as dirty as Sniper Fire was in 2016. The Democrats did the same fucking thing. Anything but Bernie, quick. Anything but Bernie, because he will ruin our corporate cabal. Trump doesn't interfere with any of that. You feel me? That's why they cool with Trump. They good. We good. You feel me? So he has already been reelected. That's what's going to happen in this election. Trump wins. Period. The end. Now, they may have some desperate dash at the last minute to still fuck up what they've already fucked up. If Biden can't make it, then you put Bernie up, because he's the next dude. Period. They were the last two left in the race. And the only ones that were, or you could even I could make the case that it should be him or Elizabeth Warren, because they were the ones that had the most everything. Biden was out of money, do you understand? Was done. Nobody's ever been resurrected in their political career like what happened in South Carolina with them dumb, fucked up ass black people. Do you understand? It's also the first time he ever won a fucking statewide primary in his 30-year fucking political career. He's not a winner. He's not a winner. He's not a winner. So we're hearing rumblings, we've talked about it in the stream already, that we're hearing rumblings that they may try and roll in Cuomo at the last minute. Well, we don't even know the dude. He didn't even run. He's not against the rules some kind of way. He hasn't run. He hasn't got any delegates. You don't just hand your delegates over to somebody else that wasn't even in the fucking race. Nah. You don't just select somebody. No. It needs to be somebody that already ran, and that is Bernie fucking Sanders. I will be in the streets, I'll tell you that. Dana E. This is the last season for If Loving You Is Wrong. And that Alex. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen either of those shows. I don't know anything about those shows anymore, Dana. because I don't have OWN and haven't had it for a very long time. Maisha, did you take back your own comment? All the way up, cream of nature is a good line, and I heard that new line is good. I haven't used it before though. I hope it's good, you know. Because I was using Mane and Tail for a long time. That's really good. It says Caballo on the bottle. It's, unless they change their branding, it's blue and white. It has a horse on it. It's Mane and Tail. It's really good. D. Russell, shout out to you. Hi, Jedi. I have a case for disability next week after being denied twice and have been unemployed for almost 2 years. Yes, the fuck you file immediately, D. Can I have been denied twice and have been unemployed for almost 2 years. Can I file for the check for unemployment? Yes, you can file for the check for unemployment. You should also go to the IRS website in the portal and do a basic return for 2019. You see, they have a thing, or you can go to TurboTax and do stimulus file. But you don't want to do both of them because they cancel each other out because it's the same thing. So I always go to the source. So you go to the IRS.gov and you go to their COVID-19 stimulus bullshit, and you'll see where it says they have a thing already for you to put in to file a basic return. That way you can get the $1,200 check, and you can still file for the unemployment. So you can get both. As I was saying earlier in the stream, it's not an either or. You can get the unemployment and you get the $1,200 check. Period. The end. So yes, to your question, D. Russell, you can absolutely file for unemployment, and you can absolutely also I would encourage you to put your stuff in on the IRS website, file that basic return so that you can get your check. And also, if you have a bank account, then when you do your simple return, make sure that you put your bank information in so it can go direct deposit. You'll get a lot faster. Otherwise, you're looking at you could be looking at a lot of weeks if it's not direct deposit, because the paper checks aren't even slated to go out until 24th of April. That's the earliest date I've heard. So I want you to be ahead of the game. Get to the unemployment website now and file, and get to the IRS website now and put in a simple return. Christopher Moody. Maybe Biden will choose Bernie as VP. He's already closed the door for that because he already said that his VP pick will likely be a woman. More pandering. Because who are you going to pick? Again, we don't have no problem with women or men being in power as long as it's the right woman or man. Biden is the wrong fucking person. You understand? So if you're going to pick a woman, if you pick the wrong chick, then it don't mean nothing. Like, I don't need Kamala Harris. The bitch, I don't need her. That does nothing for me. You feel me? If you're going to have anybody at this point as a woman, then it needs to be Elizabeth Warren. If it's just going to be a woman. If he hadn't made that commitment, then I would say yes, Bernie. Because maybe Bernie could just throw him off the Truman balcony, like, just by mistake or something. He cracks his neck. Oh my God, Biden's no more. Well, damn it. The vice president's now president. We're also sad about it. And Bernie's president. And then all the way up is already on deck with that. Already knowing. Okay, Maisha, typos. I appreciate that. That means you're reading before you hit send. I love that. Because it makes it easier for me to read and understand what you type. I love that. Appreciate you for that. Christopher, he might be trying to lose. I think he really wants to be president. Not because of any noble or benevolent reason. He just wants to be president, just so he can say I was president, and sit up there and tell his stories about being young Joey. My dad used to look at me and say, Joey, you such and such, Joey. I should stop there. I get too worked up. Dana E. Randall ain't the daddy, and another black man is. Oh my God. Oh my God. And Dana says, Cream of Nature goes back to when I was little. That's lines. That line's been around for a long time. Okay, I didn't know that. All the way up. All I know is that the cabinet around 45 is worse than him, and they all have to go. I cannot stand that damn Betsy DeVos. I don't like anybody up there. You feel me? They're all white devil, white fucking supremacist, white fucking devil. God damn it, devil. And he makes it such. If you don't extol his greatness and tell him he's perfect and wonderful, he just fires you and gets rid of you immediately. Again, Obama, 8 years, not a hint of scandal. Madam Ray, mane and tail is old school too. I didn't know they still made it. Yeah, they do. I haven't bought it in a very long time, but they still make it. I think I stopped buying it because it's so expensive. But this damn Cream of Nature set me back. Because I went to a sister to buy it. I probably could have went to Walmart or Sally or somebody, but it was important to me to go to my sister. I know she got to make her coin. All the way up, and we just can't afford to have more white, racist, incompetent men being appointed to federal benches for life. If that keeps happening, black people can absolutely forget about reparations. Well, there's already enough of them up there now that are up there for life that we are pretty much doomed to that very scenario you just described, sadly. Oh no, it can't be Michelle Obama, Dana E. Not the queen, not the angel. This is a high angel, do you understand? I watched her descend on the wings of angels to the earth. I have the video. Anyways, Michelle will cut a bitch. She does not have time. She does not have time. Not have time. She does not have time. Ray Supreme, shout out to you, my brother. Says and by the way, you guys, I said 15 more minutes like an hour ago. 15 minutes. 15 minutes, no more. Last year, Cuomo signed a bill which was presented to him by Assemblywoman Taylor Darling. The bill was basically acknowledging the contribution of Africans in America. The bill stated that it will help build our community up. I'm over it. I'm over fucking bills and acknowledgments and shit. Send me a fucking check, bitch. You understand? Send me a check. Also make it a federal hate crime punishable by life in prison and possibly the death penalty for any redlining and discrimination against my people. Any loan we walk in to get, there is no qualifying. You see my melanin, that's my qualifier. I get what the fuck I want. No interest. I get what I want. You feel me? I get that. You understand? Also, you section off at least 4 states in this bitch of our choosing and say those states are for African people only. You understand? Anything we imagine we want to build, you give us the fucking funding to build that shit. Oh, I can imagine. You understand? So I don't want like bills and acknowledgments and all. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Um, we don't like her, Christopher. She's a sniveling, weak, weasel ass bitch. But in the strategy of chess, she would be a good move if there's going to be a woman. Because while she is polluted, because otherwise there would have no need for a bitch ass to run if Bernie's already out there. But here you come claiming you're the same as Bernie. But her whole thing crashed and burned the minute she started playing around with Medicare for all. One minute you for it, the next minute you're like, well, we'll put it out there for a couple years, let people test the ride it and see what it's like and play. No, bitch, it's already out there. My grandmother was on fucking Medicare. Everybody knows somebody on Medicare. We know what it is. We know what it's about. We don't need to test drive anything, bitch. And that's when her phone numbers went straight to hell, and she never could quite recover. Just couldn't do it. So she's a sniveling, weak ass bitch. But we would put her in there as vice president if it's going to be a woman. Maisha said, Jedi, you're hilarious. Oh my God. I don't think they hate women, Christopher. You know, I've tried to make this case in the past. Listen, I don't think we've had a black president. That trumps everything. Like, that just trumps everything. So women need to stop their bitching and moaning about, well, they're just not ready for a woman. Fuck that. It's just they haven't run the right woman. You see, they run Sniper Fire, the dirtiest bitch that ever ran for anything. Fuck her. We don't want her. Sarah Palin was running as the VP for John McCain back when he ran against Obama. No, fuck that bitch. She sounds like a cartoon and she looks like a goddamn whatever. No, you rolling out the wrong bitches. Just the wrong bitches. The wrong. There are women out there that we but her right now. Elizabeth Warren could have been that woman. She could have been. But the moment you gave in and changed, we were over your ass. Kamala Harris could have been that. But she came out, she's a corporate bitch. Those days are over. The people want our shit. We want it now. We're not going, as Dr. King said, we're not sipping from the cup of gradualism anymore. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. All that wait and we can't, fuck that. We want it now. Yes, you can, and we want it. We just need you to have the cojones to say, yes, we can, and we're going to go ahead and fuck it. That's what Bernie was doing. Yes, the shit can be done. Yes. There's enough room and money in this bitch for everybody to have a piece of the pie. All the way up, I urge everyone to look at any House committee hearing with Betsy DeVoe. She is trying to eliminate the public school system. I'm not going to be too mad. Because like I've said before, black folks need to start teaching our own damn kids. You understand? Because what they need to know in the society, they can't learn in a classroom any damn way. You see what I'm saying? And all the time, book knowledge is not the shit that's going to get you through life. It's just not. You know, my nephew is the top of his, he's the president of his class. He's a straight A student. He's honor roll, all of that. Yet, I don't know, last year, I guess it was late last year, when I had the talk with him, he hadn't really thought about, he's just thinking about, I'm going to go to school and then I'm going to go to college. I'm like, did you realize that you, because I've been trying to get him to get himself a fucking job since he's 15. But my sister is not pushing him the way she should be. You understand? So she's raising a weak, non-providing ass bitch is what he's going to turn into. And that's what we're supposed to hand over to a woman? That's what we're handing over? But I had the conversation. I said, so you're going to go to college. You realize you're going to need money when you get to college, right? How are you going to eat? How are you going to go do anything with your friends? He hadn't even thought about, oh, I need money. Straight A student, president of his class, honor roll. That's what I'm saying. So all the book knowledge in the world doesn't make you practical for life. You understand? And as an African male child, he needs to know the white man is the devil and it is your enemy. You know how to get a fucking coin, how to make $1 out of 15 cents. You understand? And there's things that he needs to know that he's never going to learn in a classroom. Never going to learn it. Never going to learn it. They don't even teach money and finance in school. He needs to know that. Kids need to know that. Money and finance, they need to know that in school. Not Magellan and fucking Columbus and shit. You can't eat that. So I'm not mad if they close down the goddamn public school system. Because I think black people rely on it too much. It's all education, education. Education don't do a damn thing. And I've said even since I graduated college that it's overrated. And I foresee in the next very short realm that the four-year college will be a thing of the past. First of all, they're pricing you out the bitch already. And second of all, it don't mean nothing. It doesn't necessarily lead to a coin. When you can just go to a trade school now, DeVry or ITT or some bullshit, get you to get something you can do right now that turns into a job and go get the job and make money, because that's what it's all about. It always makes me sick when I see athletes that make hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and I'm going back to school. For what? People go to school so they can make $100 million. You're making it, so what are you going back to school for? What are you doing? It's like the story. I love the story Oprah told when she was talking about when the guy when she had toured the radio station and the CBS was calling her, and she was in school and they just kept calling her school, and she told her dad, she goes, you know, this it's just these people from the radio. I think it was CBS. Anyways, whatever. Keep calling me, and it was one of her teachers said, "You're just a fool. You're just a damn fool." People go to school so that CBS can call them. Because she was like, he called me. What should I do? What should I do? Call him back. So school is miscontextualized in our understanding, and it's overrated. I'm over it. And even more so now that we move to a more technology-driven society. Like, what are you going to do? If your child is not doing something that moves them in the direction of business and or technology, they're not doing nothing. They're not doing nothing. That's why most jobs held in this country by African people are service jobs. We the bus driver, we work at the DMV, processing your papers, we, stuff like that. We fast food, I mean, nah. Bill was called S3204 A7667 if you want to take a look at it. I may just look at it. Like I said, I won't be impressed because I'm just over any apologies and acknowledgments. Like, if it doesn't come with a check, then it means nothing. Like, what does it mean? All the way up says, I'm going to head on out, Jedi. I'm about to right with you. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, everybody. I'm about to head on out, Jedi. Take care. See you on the next time. On the next live. So glad you could be a part of it. Did I just jump all the way to the top? Okay, Dana, tuning out. Jedi, I love you. Thank you for what you do and keeping us in know. Good night, all. Yes, I'm out of here in, yeah, exactly 5 minutes. Probably less than that. I'm just going to read these last comments and I'm landing. Maisha says, sniper fire on those stinky shoes. Oh my God, I can't stand it, bitch ass. Good night, Dana. Pamela Williams, Knives Out. Good movie. I didn't see that movie. That piece that I was singing is actually from Evita. My sister was in choir when I was in high school. My sister's she's the next sibling. She's 1 year older than me. And she was in choir, I was in band. So a lot of times when I was in the garage practicing my French horn, she would be rehearsing her choir music. So I would play her music on my French horn. So I knew the music. And then when the movie came out, and she had gone to see the play way back then, and then when the movie came out, I just knew the music, so I'm like, I'll see it. And that's from a piece in Evita, because she was one of those women that you either loved her or you hated her. And Juan Perón it's his part in that, and he was saying, dice are rolling, the knives are out. Would-be presidents are all around. I don't say they mean harm, but they each give an arm to see her 6 feet underground. Like they couldn't stand Eva Duarte de Perón. Madam Reed, that's right. These public apologies and acknowledgments don't build communities or put food on anyone's table. Thank you. I love you, Madam Reed, for that. That was shady and perfect and sarcastic and truthful. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Maisha says, I work in schools. If I could make a change, I'd delete it all and start over. Yes. And there would be a separate education for black children than there is for white children. Black children need to be taught by black people who are black conscious, period, at the end. Race supreme. There will never be a female president because most politicians are Freemasons. I'll buy this argument. Their strong hatred for women is there in these societies, which are why they are called brotherhoods, male-driven. That's a very good argument you make there, Ray. It's cogent. It is. I would only counter and say that Nancy Patricia D'Alessandro Pelosi is the Speaker of the House for the second time. She's third in line to the presidency if something happens to the president and the vice president. And I think that while what you said can be true, I think what I'm saying can stand with it. I think that their order is going to come to a close, at least as it relates to the female president, because the will of the people is just too great. Like at some point they won't be able to maneuver enough. They won't be able to get rid of a Bernie Sanders. You understand? They just won't be able to do it. The will of the people is just going to be carried out. Like it's nothing you could do. It's nothing you could do. And lastly on it, I will say, Sniper Fire's bitch ass could have won had she not been dirty. She made every mistake on earth in that campaign. Every mistake. And she's hateful and she's a liar and she's everything else. Like there's no reason why she should have lost that and could have won it had she been a good person. She just wasn't. So it'll be interesting to see. We definitely live in a patriarchal society, but I think that America is going to have to be moved. There was a time when it was just a white order. There was never going to be a black president. But alas, my dream came true when they walked into that chamber the first time Obama addressed joint houses of the Congress. And that crier hit that gavel and said, Madam Speaker. That's historical. The President of the United States. And then the door opens and it's his beautiful black face. I could faint remembering it again. It happened. That happened. I watched Barack and Michelle's mama and the girls walk across the East Lawn and get onto Marine One. I watched them go up the stairs to Air Force One. It happened. It happened. So yes, I think that probably, just maybe, a black woman will get to the office before a white woman. That could happen. That could happen. Race supreme. Our ancestors had male and female balance of power, and still do. We've never had, as a people, we just never had a problem with female leadership because we see it every day. We just do. We listen to our girlfriends, we listen to our mama, you know what I'm saying? We listen to our wife, whatever. We just do. We don't have no problem with women telling us the shit or leading shit. We just don't have no problem. For the most part, and usually as general as a culture. I mean, you can have some individuals that are, chest beaters and they think they're the king of the fucking world. But we just really don't have no issue. We're not tripping. Just short-handed for you. I heard she was involved in human trafficking. Who, Maisha? Sniper Fire? We're 2 minutes over the 5 minutes. So I'm landing after you answer this question. Yeah, sniper fire. All right. All right, this is where we land, everybody. So on the next stream, just you guys just come with, which we do a pretty good job of that. I'll say it this way instead. Always remember that in these live streams, when I do them, I come with, bullets of topics that I want to talk about, but these streams are for you. So it's an opportunity for me to be with you in real time and we discuss. So anything you want to bring up and talk about, you can always do that. You understand what I'm saying? We do that anyway, So I'm just really reminding everybody of that, and that way it's more fulfilling for you. And that is really the time, because if it's a recorded video, then you're not going to bring up anything. You're just responding to the subject matter that I presented in the recorded video. Here I am right now. Anything you want to ask me or talk about, you can do that. So that's also the benefit of these, So, anyways, I want to say good night and good evening to all of you. Do try to watch For Life. I think it is on tonight. I think it is on Tuesday nights. I think For Life, I think it's on tonight. Check your local listing for Life. The Masked Singer is definitely on Wednesdays. Y'all got to watch that because we have to talk about it. All right. And 20s. I think that's on Wednesday nights also. Anyways, I love you guys all. You are why I'm here. You're why I do this. And, yeah. So, do have a great evening. And I'm grateful for our exchange. And I think this is Obama endorsing Biden. Hold it, y'all. I don't know why Obama just didn't do a rinse, dude. Like, you don't really need to have the white hair. You look 20, but the hair is another age. Stop it. Not important, Jedi. Not important. I love you guys all. I'll see you soon. This is the Jedi.